あら、どうなんでしょうか。
Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me.
ウィル・スミスにやられました。
Wow, dude. It was a G.I. Jane joke.
G.I. ジェーンのジョークだったんです。
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television.
テレビ史上最高の場面でしょうか。
So we are here to give a documentary out, to give an Oscar out.
Particularly for his wife. So she's got alopecia, so not a happy home life. Particularly for his wife. So she's got alopecia, so not a happy home life. Neil Young, Heart of Gold. Saturday, isn't it? Probably gonna stay in. Usually on a Saturday. Oh fuck! Party time, mental. I'm like, you'd just like. Nah, staying every Saturday. For the last sort of 20 or so years. Anyway, but I wanna stay in tonight anyway. There's a lovely episode of Porridge, which is a classic British sitcom for anyone around the world. It's a prison comedy, and it's about this guy called Fletcher who he's an habitual, and he gets this young guy, Godber, in his cell, and you realise that his job is trying to make this kid not make the same mistakes. He's sort of a father figure to him, and it might even be the first episode where, to make this kid feel better, he goes, "Should we go out tonight?" And the kid goes, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, let's just go down to the pub, and then after we can go for a curry." And he goes, "What would you have? What are you having? What would you?" And they talk about it, and then Fletcher just goes, "No, let's just have a quiet night in." It's really sweet. So that's what we're doing now, isn't it? We're just having a quiet night in. I asked for some questions, didn't I? So look what I got. I've got a few here. Emma Dolan, the film you love. Oh, that's a really good one. Oh, I don't know. Because if I love them, I probably don't think they're... I don't know, you mean like a guilty pleasure? I suppose I watch films on purpose and know they're on planes. Like, that's the only time I watch a film about, I don't know, one man saving America from, a foreign force or aliens or something. That's when I watch one of those daft things. I think I've watched both of those. Was it London Has Fallen, then LA Has Fallen? Well, I watched both of those on a plane. But then you get a little gem that's meant to be, escapism. But it's really like the perfect aeroplane film for me is Limitless. Amazing. I loved it. I watched it twice Watched it on the plane, and then got it on DVD. So yeah, uh, I'll watch on an aeroplane. When you've got like 7 or 8 hours, you want a bit of escapism, and you let it off a little bit more because altitude. You go, yeah, that's all right, isn't it? Free champagne. Go on. Sheila Hudkins says, "What's your favourite book you've ever read, and are you reading anything now?" Now, I've got to confess, I assume she means like novels, and I never have read novels really, or fiction, unless I had to for like O level or something. I've read one novel sort of by choice as an adult, which was Catcher in the Rye, and I absolutely loved it. But it was like doing a marathon. I just sort of think, right, I've done it now. I've done that. I read a book. Yeah, I haven't got the right brain for fiction because I think my own thoughts kick in they get in the way what I do. I do read, but I read non-fiction. I read science and philosophy. And if I'm walking along and I think of something, I want to know the answer, so I'll come home and Google it and read all about it. Like the other day, I was thinking, hold on, when I'm in a plane and you go through the clouds and it says external temperature minus 50 degrees, you're going through the clouds, which are water vapour, but how are they not frozen? And if they're frozen, how do they stay up there? How does ice float? I'm not going to tell you the answer, but I came back and I learned all about clouds. So that's what I do. What was your favourite Christopher Hitchens moment? I love Hitchens. There's too many. It was so good. It was so good. I got a personal moment where he wrote to me, he got my email and he wrote to me and he invited me for a pint when I was next in Washington, and I never got around to it. Yeah, he was great. Ollie is the best. Asks, how are you feeling? Fine. Are you painting anything new? No. It's so funny. Like, it was about maybe 2 weeks ago, I was going past the art shop in Hampstead and I thought, I'll get a new canvas. And then I didn't. And then a couple of days later, obviously all the shops shut. Apart from non-essentials, which art equipment isn't essential. Imagine getting caught out in the curfew. What are you doing now? I need some magenta. I need some titanium white. I've run out. Yeah, people keep asking me. I've said this before. Can I bring forward Afterlife 2? Can't do it. They can't do it. I've checked. So watch Afterlife 1 again. Is there anyone watching this who hasn't watched Afterlife, the first season? I can't. I mean, I find that hard to believe after all I've done for you that you haven't watched. What? Arguing my greatest artistic achievement. So watch that. Before that, though, when everyone's been watching The Invention of Lying again, which went on Netflix this year, so that's lovely. It's like 10 years old, and had a new lease of life. So thanks for that. The Invention of Lying. Watch that if you haven't watched it. Afterlife. Invention of Lying. Ghost Town comes to Netflix on the 1st of April. My first movie. My first lead in a movie. And that's very, very sweet. A very sweet film. Really feel good, magical. It's not Christmassy, but it's got that it's got that vibe of It's a Wonderful Life or something like that. Ghost Town, 1st of April. This turns out to be just a big plug, isn't it? Yeah, it's a Ricky Netflix this month. Willoughby's, my first animated feature as a producer, and I play the cat, of course, based on Ollie. And that's April 22nd, and then the big one, Afterlife 2, April 24th. People were planning sort of watching parties, but now that's, no, unless it's your family you're self-isolating with. And if someone you know hasn't got Netflix, give him your password. Is that allowed? I think Netflix are all right with that, aren't they? Give them your password. Or is that too tricky? Do I have to know too much? Or if you've got a relative who hasn't got Netflix or can't afford it, and buy it for them. That's what a lovely gift. What a lovely gift in these times of trouble. Buy someone you know Netflix for a couple of months so they can watch all the best programs and Afterlife. Then they can watch. Oh, what a lovely idea. I feel emotional that I've come up with such a beautiful idea, but is absolutely no skin off my nose. It doesn't cost me anything. Oh dear. I'll say hello to some people. Oh, here we go again. Look at that. I look like a little mole coming out of the ground, and it's sunnier than I thought. Trying to read your names. Can't wait. Derek. The award room. No, it's just no. Well, but it's my study in my house, not my office. That's somewhere. That's not in my house, my office. This is just my little. It's sort of, I don't know. It's got a desk. I'm sitting at my desk, and there's lots of awards. Everyone share Netflix. It's a great idea. Oh, someone's just said sharing Netflix in America is illegal. Will I get in trouble? Don't do that then. But you can, I don't know, you share it with the family, can't you? Can't you have on different devices? Oh, just buy it for them then. Is that legal? Can someone buy someone else Netflix? Of course you can. I saw that question that I did, the 3 people who'd like to be self-isolating with, doing the rounds, and I foolishly chose Winston Churchill, Sir Isaac Newton, and a random caveman, because I said the caveman wouldn't know who the other 2 were, and then someone pointed out, yeah, but Isaac Newton wouldn't know who Churchill was. It's a good point. I'd introduce them. What else? Any questions? Do the dance. I can't do the dance. Too weak and old. I saw people making jingles out of the stupid things I said. That's always nice. I have 2 golden retrievers. I love dogs. Yeah, I love dogs. Oh, it's so frustrating when you go out for your bit of exercise once a day. All the dogs I used to scruffle. You've got to keep away from people. Just sort of way. The dog's thinking, what the f... Oh. Sing Hamster on a Piano. I'll post a link. It's from Derek. What's Derek? Derek. Nobody's this bored yet. Can I do an impression? Can I? Who do you want? I'll do any impression you want. Call them out. Just call out any impression. I'm like a fucking chameleon. Right? Go on. Right, first one, call an impression out. Right? Right, Clint Eastwood. Okay? Go ahead, punk. Make my day. Go on. Try. See what you. Go on, another one. That's Clint Eastwood. Everyone knows who that is. I didn't have to say it. I'll do one without having to say it, right? Okay. Okay, yeah, right. Okay, I won't say it. So who's this? Are you looking at me? It seems like you've been looking at me. Yeah, you better not be looking at me. Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver. What else? Come on, anyone you want, as hard as you like. Even. Oh yeah, okay. Though this is tough. No, I can't do that. I'll do that. This is too tough. Only because I can't speak German. That probably gives you a clue who they wanted me to do, and I don't want to do any hand gestures because someone has screen grab it. Liam Neeson. Okay, right, I'll do that. Right, I will find you, and I will kill you. How? Liam Neeson. Bill Cosby. No. No, come on. Children might be watching. Come on. Al Pacino. Right, okay, yeah. I can do him in Scent of Woman. Hoo-ah! Right. I can't see, so give us a hand. Give us a hand round here, will you? Hoo-ah. Oh, what are you wearing? What is that song? I like it. I like it. Hoo-ah! Marilyn Monroe. Oh yeah, that's tough. I'll do it when she was singing "Happy Birthday" to Kennedy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Really? The people they're going to be very similar. Right, here they come. No, not doing Rolf Harris, not doing Jimmy Savile. In fact, they're ones you can actually do quite easily, can't you? Prince Andrew, good one. Gordon Ramsay. Right, yeah, I'm not paying you. I can chop these nuts in, right? How? Gordon Ramsay. Abe Lincoln. No, I won't take my hat off. I'm watching the play. How? The Queen. That's tough. That is tough. He's a what? Dirty little. That'll do, won't it? Stay well. Watch telly. See you tomorrow. Cheers.
£8 billion sterling has been given by Keir Starmer to Zelensky since Starmer became Prime Minister not even a year ago. It's us and the French. Except it's not even us and the French. Those of you who know anything about French military prowess since the Napoleonic era know that the French army, well, to put it kindly, cannot be relied upon.
I say I can't complain because I always know there's people in much worse positions. I just couldn't bring myself to whine about it because it's obviously, even though it's been handled badly in some cases, it's you got to do it. You got to save lives.
So it looks like it's only us, except there's only 74,000 of us. That's the entire strength of the British Army, of which only half are frontline soldiers. The rest are hairdressers and auxiliaries and ambulance personnel and firefighters and clerks and typists. So we're down to a very small number of forces indeed, which is why I raised the hue and cry in the last few days over the imminence of conscription being returned to the United Kingdom. It could not be otherwise, because Starmer said he was going to send 30,000 British soldiers to act as so-called peacekeepers in the western part, presumably, of Ukraine, except that would leave us with fewer than 15,000 soldiers left in the entire country, in the entire world. They'd have to take the guards off Buckingham Palace and the Palace of Westminster in order to make a deployment of that size. And so it is axiomatic that any madcap foreign adventure expeditionary force like Starmer announced at the weekend he was going to form would require your sons and daughters to be conscripted to perchance die for Keir Starmer in a charge of the Light Brigade.
I saw a great thing. I don't know if it's a famous quote or not, but it was something like, "We're not all in the same boat, we're in the same storm. Some people are in yachts, some people are in rowboats, and some people are drowning." And I think that sums it up. That, you know, I just feel there's people who really had it tough. So I won't whinge.
Long after everyone doing the pledging is dead, even after their children are long dead, we're going to be giving the Ukrainian state £4 billion a year. But the cost of taking away the cold weather payments for our mothers and fathers, grandfathers and grandmothers in a bitter British winter was half of £4 billion, £2 billion. So we made a conscious decision to freeze our old age pensioners, to give it to Zelensky to set fire to as many others as he possibly could. And if you think that the British public will put up with that in perpetuity, you have a lower opinion of the British public than I do. I predict the 100-year treaty will not survive the end of this Parliament. And in any case, no Parliament can bind its successor, and the successor Parliament ought to trash the whole thing, put it in the dustbin of history. Anybody who thinks in terms of 100 years or 1,000 years, anyone who thinks in terms of building a new Reich or a new empire in Europe, fading, failing, flailing Europe, is really lost the place. They are one flew over the cuckoo's nest. But it is remarkable, the kind of things that are happening.
Again, I don't whinge today because, you know, I know how hard it was then. I didn't even whinge then, really, because I was sort of protected. I didn't know I was poor till I was about 14 or 15. So I think that's what certainly taught me that money isn't the most important thing. As I said, growing up, all the best things were, I didn't have any money, but all the best things were free. Friends, comedy, nature, learning, all those things are free. That's amazing. Isn't it? That's amazing. All those things are free. I never wanted fucking cars and jewellery. I just, you know. So stay safe. Don't listen to idiots. Do what you want. Do what you know is right. And be nice to animals. Tatty bye, everyone. Tatty bye.
To hear the words spoken You do not have the right to remain silent. That terrible wound from which you saw Charlie Kirk's life's blood leaving his body was not the entry wound, but was an exit wound. And that is now proven beyond peradventure. Now that's important, because if that was the exit wound and the entry wound came from the other side, that means Tyler ain't the shooter. And it means that gun isn't the murder weapon. And you have to ask yourself, if they're lying about the shooter, if they're lying about the murder weapon, they're lying about the whole thing. It's obvious. They're trying to tell you a furry. My God, I never thought I'd live long enough to know what a furry was. And I now know more about furries than I ever wanted to know. A furry whose boyfriend, girlfriend is a trans, and who was found wandering on a roof, but didn't have a weapon that was found in the woods. He's the patsy, all right. He may even believe that he was involved in it. He may have been told it was a Nicolas Cage movie. He may have been told anything, but he wasn't the shooter. And that weapon with the scope on wrong, such that it would have blown his eye out if he'd fired the shot from a Mauser, that wasn't the murder weapon. The murder weapon came from far more up close and personal. And personal may be a vital qualifier in the statement I have just made. Because it seems to me that who killed Charlie Kirk knew Charlie Kirk, and maybe knew him very well.
This week, George Galloway was detained under the Terrorism Act at Gatwick Airport. Held for 9 hours, his electronics seized, even his wife's Palestinian-coloured fingernails were scrutinised. This was a blatant act of political intimidation, part of the UK's increasingly draconian assault on anyone who speaks up for Palestine. It's not an isolated case. Investigative journalists like Asa Winstanley have had their homes raided. Richard Medhurst was detained and interrogated at Heathrow over his reporting. David Miller was also stopped under counter-terrorism powers after returning from Lebanon. Their real crime? Daring to expose the UK's role in Israel's genocide in Gaza.
Did you see that video? I think it came out yesterday or the day before, of the Israeli team, the soccer team, the football team, soccer as we call it in America, coming out of the field. All the fans turned around and turned their backs, and then the coach of the Italian team started screaming at them before the match, saying that they were butchers. And then, by the way, they proceeded to kick their ass. But, you know, it's just, I've never seen something like that in a sporting event where the athletes.
I've been in this cause for 50 years. Don't tell the wife, she thinks I'm 45. 50 years I've been in the Palestinian. Now, in the beginning, you could have fitted all of us into this studio. It's a big studio, but you could have fitted everybody in Britain that thought like me into this studio. Now it's everybody. Now, only the real knuckle draggers are continuing to support Netanyahu and Israel. And I don't believe it's ever going to change. It's no more.
But what can it lead to?
Confident
okay, but if it doesn't change and it continues and it just gets worse, until the United States says we've had enough, I don't see a change in terms of their behavior. Do you?
Your Congress is bought and paid for by the Israel lobby. Everybody knows that. They don't even make they don't even try and disguise it. There's people whose names I've never heard, from places I've never heard of, getting 7-figure sums from the Israel lobby. So bought and paid for.
Or becoming FBI directors or CIA directors.
Yes, quite. And so until that changes, you're right. It's going to be Israel and America against the world. But that's not a good place for America to be. Why would America want to be in that place for a country of 8 million people on the Mediterranean? How is that in your interests? If you really believe in making America great again, if you really believe in America first, eventually it's got to dawn on legislators, certainly has dawned already on their voters, that we have to stop digging deeper and deeper and deeper into this rabbit hole. And I believe that that will happen. I know America is not a perfect democracy. Nowhere is. But no government can forever fly in the face of the sincerely held opinion of its people. And I don't believe yours will either.
So you start with this angry character. You go, what's funny about that? Well, he's rude to people. Is he clever? He's sort of clever. Is he malicious? Yeah, but he's also got a conscience. So you're already mixing these things up. You know, he wants to hurt someone's feelings, but then he feels guilty, so maybe he shouldn't. It's not Marvel. It's not someone who's always really good and someone who's always really bad. Everyone's a mixture of all those things. Bad people do good things sometimes, and good people do bad things sometimes.
To hear the words spoken by an armed policeman, his jacket off so you can gaze at his sidearm, that you are not under arrest, but you are not free to leave. To hear the words spoken, you do not have the right to remain silent. To hear the words spoken, that if you do not comply and cooperate and answer any and all of my questions, you will be automatically committing an offence under the Act. That's when I really knew that liberty in England, in Britain, in this once proud democratic country, a country that for many centuries boasted of the Magna Carta, many centuries boasted of its reasonableness, of its moderate nature, and castigated all others around the globe for falling short of our standards. That's when I knew that we as a country are in serious trouble. Fascism is on the march in the West, not dressed in swastikas, but in liberal garb. Under the cloak of liberalism, everything that liberalism said that it stood for is being abolished. Here in Britain, a 61-year-old woman, Sarah Wilkinson, admired and respected across the land, was raided and arrested by 12 police officers. 12! Some of them wearing balaclavas, for a tweet that she wrote some time ago defending the Palestinians from genocide. And in France, little Macron is going nap. Not only did he arrest the owner, founder of Telegram, Pavel Durov, having invited him to dinner at the Elysee in fine mafioso tradition. He's run rumble out of town, and he's playing footsie with Marine Le Pen, defying the result of his own general election, called by himself. And in Palestine, the killing goes on and on and on.
The other thing is this ridiculous thing of, oh, let's ask the average person what they think. Let's stop asking the average person what they... Do you know how f***ing stupid the average person is? We still sell bottles of bleach with big labels on that say, do not drink, right? Let's take those labels off, right? For 2 years, and then have a referendum.
I like it. I like creating something. I don't know. I like exploring. I like seeing what I can do. I like doing things that I'm interested in. I think that's probably where it starts. But formally, like you like David Bowie, so you want to be a pop star, or you like David Beckham, so you want to be a footballer. Well, that's not creativity, is it? That's it as a job. I think we're all creative. I think we're born with it. I think, if anything, it's sort of beaten out of us. Because I think playing is being creative. I think you have to play. And kids are creative. They come up with stuff. Imaginary friends, you know, building things. My mum told me once, right, when I used to sort of play Cowboys and Indians by myself, loser, also Native American, racist, 5-year-old Ricky, right? I used to play Cowboys and Native Americans down the bottom of the garden. And sometimes I'd work myself up into a frenzy so much that I'd run in, I'd scare myself, and I'd hide from these imaginary... So, yeah, creativity can tip over to being a bit mental. at 5 and 6. So I think we always want to try stuff. I think it's part of intelligence, trying stuff out, seeing stuff, and then you do it more formally when you're aware of it. But I think you're right. I think it's playing, and I think a lot of it is seeing someone else's reaction, particularly with comedy. Like I would say daft things to see what someone else would say back, and I didn't mind their reaction. I didn't mind whether they laughed or got angry or got confused. I'm still a bit like that. So I think I do it. It would make me laugh. If I say a joke and someone doesn't get it, that makes me laugh. I just want to see what happens. I just want to see what happens.
What was it? I introduced Snapchat to Grandad.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know what was going on because a number of times people say, "Can I take a selfie?" and it's on video, and so what they've now got is 5 seconds of me grinning. Like thinking it's a still, which is, and you did that, and I'm looking at it, and it does look like.
Yeah. And what happens now? Oh, I don't know what's going on. I've got a spot. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, good edit there. A big spot made its debut last night.
That was your +1.
Yeah, Ricky and his spot. I know. Oh, does that need a seat? How can I still be getting spots at 55? I didn't get spots as a teenager.
It's not coming out now.
It's stress, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Do you get stressed at things like that, though? The premiere of your film?
What? Going out in front of thousands of people in Leicester Square pretending to be a rock star? Yeah, I get a bit stressed.
What are you like with reading reviews of things and like that? Do you bother? Does it bother you?
I don't worry about it. I don't worry about whether people, like it or not. But I did at first, and the first review I ever read from The Office, so I just came into this game, I thought, I hope it does well. The first review, the headline was Summer Stinker. It was summer, and it said things like, Gervais sometimes fluffs his lines. Like I'd have left that in. And I thought, this is going well. Then someone else comes out with a 5-star review, and then it's you get on with it, and you're on to the next thing. No, it doesn't affect me now. Twitter's made me just realise that nothing matters. It's like most of the things you read on the internet is just like walking around reading every toilet wall in the world. Do you know what I mean? It's virtual.
That's an idea for a BBC Three show.
Yeah, Greg James with every toilet wall in the world. It's not bad, is it?
It's quite good, actually.
Yeah, get that on. It's just so as people say, like the Golden Globes, do you get nervous? Are you worried about what people think? You're worried about the backlash? And I'm not worried about any of those things. I'm not worried about whether people like the joke or not, whether people hate it, whether the press hate it. I'm worried about delivering the jokes correctly. Yeah. That's all I worry about. It's like taking a penalty. If you score, it doesn't matter what they think of your run-up or the... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You scored. So as long as I deliver the joke well, I don't care whether people hate it or gasp or get offended or anything. But you want to do a good job, and that's all you care about, the work.
What drives you to keep creating new things? Because
it's fun.
Okay.
It's
so
fun.
It's a fun thing.
I can't not think stuff. Do you know what I mean? And I'm in the position where if I think something and I like the idea of it, I can put that into motion. I can have an idea in the bath. I get ideas in the bath.
We see them.
I call the ideas I get in the bath. And I can call someone and say, I want to do this. This is my next thing. This is my next big thing. And they go, you in the bath? I go, yeah. No. I can't not do it. When I finish a job, I go, I'm exhausted. I'm glad that's over. I get half a day's thinking, and I have an idea. As soon as you relax, you get an idea for your next thing.
Yeah.
I go for a jog and I come up with one joke or an idea. And you never know what it is when it's in your head. It could be a stand-up piece. You could put it in a narrative piece, But it's just fun having ideas and then making them. That's why I do it. Also, the money's mental.
The Smiths, Cemetery Gates, one of my favourites. Sort of how are you? So, I better get on because there's so many questions. It's ridiculous. And I'm not going to have time to chat. I'm going to try and answer all these. I'm not going to get them all. There's been like thousands. But I'll try and get through some of them because I don't want to let down some dog halfway around the world. That's that's what I've been reduced to. Right, Julia, what is the best show you've ever seen at the theatre? Noise is off. Unbelievable. Is it Michael Frayn? Unbelievable. Just halfway through, I was thinking, it doesn't need to be this good. So it's got to be a good production because it's a delicate, complicated play. And I saw a great one. I think it was the Old Vic. I think it was Celia Emery. Yeah, a great cast. So see Noise is off. And I also saw Mike McKean in, is it Our Town, an American classic in New York. And I saw a thing called Blam, which was like almost like a cross between The Office and Sam Peckinpah. It was just like action and a fantasy thing set in office with like gymnasts. But I think Noise is Off wins best theatre experience. Mum and Sherlock, what triggered, inspired you to write Afterlife? Or is it something thought of a long time? Well, it was sort of an evolution. The first idea, I thought I should do a sitcom. So that's the general thing. And then I thought of what's funny is people telling the truth. I've always found that. But restrictions of society, you can't tell the truth these days. And I was thinking, but what if you didn't care? What if you didn't care about the consequences? Oh, what if you were, you didn't care about living? So those were the sort of evolution. That's what would make you not care about living? Oh, losing the love of your life. And all that happens, in a few moments. And but I remember that was the seeds of the idea, and then it evolved from there. Brenda, what happened to Derek's mum? And does he have any siblings? Well, in my head, Derek's mum died. He lived with her, but he died, and then she died. And as you know, his dad sort of left him when he was little. And I was thinking about giving him a sibling, but then I thought it was funnier or not funnier, but sweeter, and that the people at the home was his family. And I think a sitcom has to be about a family, either literally or metaphorically. So that's why I didn't really give him any family. So yeah. Laughing old lady. If all animals could talk, which one would be the rudest? Well, cats sprung to mind, but they'd be more sarcastic, wouldn't they? Rude, just rude. It would be like the equivalent of the troll. A snake? No, they wouldn't care. They wouldn't care, would they? Keep themselves. Spiders? No. What would be the rudest animal? It might be the cat. It might well be the cat. Hyena. That would just take the piss, wouldn't it? Yeah. It's the cat. Things like the sharks and that, they're not rude, are they? They just eat you. The cat. Just to be rude. Welsh Felix. What's my favourite film composer or film score? Braveheart. I think that's a great film score. If you don't mean, you mean a musical score as opposed to like, Muppet Christmas Carol. That's got great songs. I'd say Braveheart, Schindler's List, and Scent of a Woman. I thought it was great. The score of that really, really worked well. Some it like you notice, others you don't notice, which is not that's not a bad thing. But yeah, I think those Braveheart and Schindler's List are, I think, remarkable. Gunnar, we're getting through this, aren't we? I'm trying to get everyone's question. I must slow down a bit. I'll slow down a bit. The pressure. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't need to do this. It's fun, though. It's the first time for ages where we've had a bit of sunlight. Right. Okay, here we go. Gunnar. Have you ever gotten in trouble for rolling in something stinky? It smells so good, but you get in trouble. No. We don't do that as humans. Although, having said that, I've got into cabs before, or lifts, and the fucking perfume or aftershave. It burns your lungs. It makes me angry because they can't smell it anymore. They douse it, and some perfumes and aftershaves are fucking horrible. So they've voluntarily splashed that on them and then walked around taking the fucking oxygen out of the air. So, yeah, that's one thing you can't get away from it, can you? You can, like on a plane or something, if someone's got terrible aftershave or perfume, or just stinks. One bloke I was next to took his shoes off. He absolutely fucking stank. Nothing you can do about it. Shut your nose. You can shut your eyes, put earplugs in, but you've got to breathe. That's the annoying thing. But no, maybe I've had horrendous aftershaves in my time. I don't really wear them anymore though. Just shampoo and bubble bath. My eyes aren't stinging today because I didn't have a bath. I had a shower because it's a bit warm. If you're interested. Susie, I'm in hospital again with a snot-curdling cunt and noisy eater opposite. Any coping tips? That's so funny. I was just talking about that. I mean, it's earplugs. It's earplugs or, iPod. Even then, I'm slightly angry that I've had to do something about it as opposed to them. But in the long run, it's better. Or be more annoying than them. That's how I often get through life. When there's 7 billion people on the planet and half of them are probably annoying, right? That's a lot of people. So I have to try and be more annoying than them. I've tried to rule it out of my life. That's the only reason I've earned money. I need a detached house in the middle of a field. So no one can annoy me. Oh dear. Annabelle, is there a song that gives you happy tears every time you hear it? Oh. I don't know. There's a piece of music that sort of makes me sort of well up, and there's no association to it, just the chords. Well, maybe well, I can't remember, but it's Vaughan Williams, 5 Variants. I don't know why. It just, I don't know. It's it reminds me of like childhood and the countryside and stuff. Not that I listen to classical music or lived in the countryside, but there's something about it. Must have some sort of association in my brain. And there's tunes that would make me like Jim Reeves reminds me of my mum and things like that. But there's no song really that makes me happy cry. Songs that make me happy. And context, I suppose. Like some of the songs I use in Afterlife, in context. Like there's a piece of music that Animals Asia put on a little tribute to Ollie, and I listened to that, and I well up, and I'm remembering little Ollie, but also you sort of remember their kindness that someone did it. So that's an association, and it's a beautiful tune. Yeah, there's a few probably. Right, Teddy, here we go. Have you ever saved a really tasty snack for later, only to go back and find someone else has eaten it? Well, that someone else can only be Jane, and I eat way too fast. The opposite would be true. Jane would have left a tasty snack, and she'd go, "Where's my taste?" I go, "I've eaten it." So, Teddy, it's a dog eat dog world. You got to eat it first. You got to eat that food before. Pickle eats her food really fast because she was in a rescue situation with like 17 other cats and a dog. And I think she thought, when I've got food, I've got to eat it now. So we have to give it to her in sort of thirds, so she doesn't just wolf it down and throw it up. Oh dear. Titch. Do dogs from other countries woof in that language? Idiot. Although, obviously they don't say woof in different languages, but there are different dialects apparently of animals depending on where they are, different herds and stuff. They found it with cows. Like cows in different parts of the country, they don't pick up the dialect of the place, but because they're separated and through sort of evolution, things change very slightly. So, yeah, a herd of cows after many generations in Scotland would be different to a herd of cows in Southampton, where there'd be minor changes that, through sort of, group selection. So the answer's sort of yes, there probably are slight differences, yeah. But a dog from England wouldn't go, that dog's from Greece. You know what I mean? They just go, slightly different bark. I still get it though. It smells right. It's one of us. Bit of dog psychology there. Dougal. Bonjour, Monsieur Rookie. Why are dogs loyal? Good question. I've heard the story about Hachiko, the Akita, who waited at a train station for his master. Sadly, his master died from a cerebral hemorrhage, but he waited for 9 days. Yeah, there's something about the dog's brain that's similar to ours in terms of like sort of social emotions, and they're fantastic. They pick up signals. They can tell when you're sad and sort of happy. But I don't know. I don't know when we started being friends. We obviously evolved them somewhere from wolves, but I don't know. You'd have to ask some sort of evolutionary zoologist. But it is true, they are loyal. I mean, they're loyal. I don't know why they like people either. Lucky though, isn't it? It was great, that. Here she is, Bella. Earlier this week, I turned myself fluorescent yellow from doing zoomies in a field of buttercups. You're going to change colour from doing a particular activity, but what will it be and why? Well, I've always got rosy cheeks. That's not just from being fat and hot. I think red wine is escaping. So I think eventually I'll turn a lovely shade of burgundy. I'd be happy with that. Because flamingos are pink because of the shrimps they eat, aren't they? So I think the most dominant colour in my diet would be red wine. everything else is pretty, you know, bread and spuds and pasta. It's all sort of, you know, beige, isn't it? But yeah, a full-bodied red wine. That's the colour I'd eventually become, I reckon. Also, fat and hot, blood pressure, all that, stress. So I reckon that better. Susan, what has been your personal highlight from filming season 3 of Afterlife? Oh my God, so many, but I think the best day, and this is probably nothing to do with the scene or the filming or anything like that, but the best day was last Thursday. Oh, is this a spoiler? No, it's not a spoiler. I can do it without. Anyway, I get to play tennis. And of course, when you're filming something that takes an hour, it takes 4. So I got to play on and off tennis for half a day. And I tried to make it real. I didn't want to fake anything because I can play. So I wanted to show it. So hopefully people know that that's not camera trickery. Those really are my fat little legs running fast and hitting the ball that well. It's like I think someone's going to go, who's that lad? That's Ricky Gervais, sir. He should be at Wimbledon. He's nearly 60 and he's fat. And he had to sit down after this. Oh, okay. So yeah, I think that, and obviously Auntie features a bit more, the dog. So it shows that lovely relationship between one man and his dog type thing. Again, very subtly. It's not a Disney thing. There's no tricks, but there's bits that are just about how the dog saved me, and that was lovely to film. Scarlett, talking of lovely dogs, is Scarlett, the little rescue beagle. I love listening to your new podcast, Absolutely Mental. Thanks, Scarlett. Why do you think some humans believe us dogs don't think? I believe we do have doggy thoughts. And we have amazing dreams when our legs move. As if we're running fast. I love that. I love seeing a dog dreaming it's chasing a rabbit or something. Maybe it's not dreaming that. Maybe we just assume it's dreaming that. But maybe it's dreaming it's like escaping from the police after stealing sausages from a butcher's. You don't know, do you? Then it wakes up and it thinks, fuck, the police are. You go, calm down, the police aren't after you. The sausages are yours. I go, oh, cheers. Cheers. We just assume they're dreaming chasing the squirrel, but it could be anything, couldn't it? They could be dreaming they're in chariots of fire and they would win. Any dog would win the 100 metres, wouldn't it? It doesn't matter. That the average dog can run faster than Usain Bolt. Isn't that amazing? Even you know what I mean? Well, probably not a Chihuahua or a sausage dog, but I've just dissed 2 breeds there. But you know what I mean? Oh dear. Thanks, Scarlett. And well done for keeping fighting against cruel and pointless animal testing. I think we're getting somewhere. Keena, the themes of your TV shows resonate strong spiritual philosophical messages. Is this something you do consciously? Yes, but it's not. I'm not getting things off my chest, you know, because I try and sort of keep it balanced and keep it fair, and I'm not doing it just to take out of things. It's an upshot of the type of thing I do, because I sort of try and my characters real, and people are complicated and different, and I like an honesty to it, then those things crop up. They have to crop. You couldn't do a piece that didn't somehow reflect people's fear of death or organized religion. It's everywhere. Spirituality, those things are everywhere. It's like me ignoring people, going to the pub or having family problems. They're a big, massive part of society, whether we like it or not. So they do crop up. So that's why I include them. Not just to discuss them, which is fun, but because it would be weird. It would be weird for me to have done, loads of series and films and never talk about death and spirituality and, all those things. But I am very interested in them as well. I'm interested in why people, I know why people fear death, but why they think that gets them out of it. But we go into that a lot more on Absolutely Mental. It's still fun, but we really get into the nitty gritty of it. It's nice to use my philosophy degree now and again as well. I think Sam Harris has got 2 degrees though, so he wins. Leopold and Loveday. What's the best thing you've ever discovered? It could be an object, an idea, a person, or a cool place. Wow. Right, these things are the first thing that springs to mind. Right, the best things I've discovered. Science and nature, the world, dogs, animals in general. Wine. Let's break it down. An object. An object would be probably something like a radio or a record player. Because music is just the greatest art form. Art in general, but music is. So music, an idea. Oh, an idea. Well, the discipline of science is incredible. Evidence-based induction and logic as an idea. Follow the evidence. Think. Rationality. I think. So what we got? We've got music, rationality, a person. A person. Well, obviously, friends and family aside, it'd be someone like, I don't know, Bertrand Russell or Christopher Hitchens, or one of those people that put forward free thought and discovery and honesty and bravery, all those things. And a cool place, Amsterdam, and most of Scandinavia. I mean, the whole world's got brilliant bits and shit bits. Every country's got brilliant bits and shit bits. But I was blown away by New York, But I'll go Amsterdam. My latest discovery is probably Amsterdam. Copenhagen. Right, last question. Freya, what's the funniest thing Carl ever said? Well, he said a few, but I liked it when it was just sort of like when he was shocked by something and blurted something out that he didn't understand, which I would try and do. I'd try and quickly throw things at him to make him sort of... I wouldn't just calmly... Nothing he said, I'd go, oh, that's interesting. I'd try and fluster him. I think, in fact, one thing that really still tickles me, and there was a third party involved, was in An Idiot Abroad, the special, the third season, which is the special, and I think he was about to do some sort of abseil down a building with Warwick Davis, and they were sitting there, and they were talking, and then Carl just interrupted himself and looked at Warwick and said, genuinely, "Have you got knees?" Yeah, yes, he has, Carl. Because he's a human being. What do you mean? Has he got knees? So that really tickled me. And Warwick.
Can you sit down on the edge?
I can't get any nearer the edge because I've got tension.
Where's your knees? Have you got knees?
Yeah, I have, yeah. We've done this whole thing together.
Well, look at all those questions I got through. I'm sorry if I didn't get to yours. In general, a lot of the questions were, how was Afterlife? It was great. What's next? Well, you know. So editing this, promoting this, finishing off Supernature, filming Supernature, promoting that. You know, those two things are like being nearly a year. More Absolutely Mental podcast. Those three things are my next year. And then after that, I don't know. I've got it down to 2 or 3 ideas. And I have to put it out of my head what I'm going to do next because I should be concentrating on this. Yeah, just keep working there. Just keep working. Just keep working. Doing things you love, earning money to live, and buy lots of food and red wine until you die. And if you can help a few animals along the way, that's been a good life, hasn't it? So, cheers, everyone. Oh yeah, and think of some good questions for Sam Harris. I think it's at 4 when I ask him some of your stupid fucking questions. And it really throws him. It's funny to see an intellectual get flustered. Anyway, there you go. It's going to be old, isn't it, by the time I do it? Although when you deal in sort of classic stuff, like Hitler and AIDS, it's evergreen. So, tatty bye, everyone. Be nice to animals.